TechTour on RealAgriculture.com is brought to you by Dow AgroSciences Canada, redefining herbicide performance so growers can spray when they need to. Sean Haney here with RealAgriculture.com, and we're here for another episode of the Dow AgroSciences Canada Tech Tour, and I'm joined right now by
Dave Norris with GEOSYS.
Well, Dave, great to have you here. So what the Tech Tour is we're focusing on new products, innovations, technologies that really create more time for the farmer. In a sense, creating more efficiency and making the farmer more productive. And it's brought to you by Dow AgroSciences Canada. So thank you to them. Your product, you guys do some really, really cool stuff. You're heavily globally involved in precision farming, but I didn't know what you guys were doing. So talk about what your product offer is.
Great. Well, thanks, Sean. The GEOSYS is a precision ag company. Technically, in the past, we've been focusing on a lot of, exports, prescriptions, that type of thing that farmers are traditionally used to in the precision ag market. Lately, we've developed technology that is using satellite imagery at a daily perspective to measure and monitor farmers' crops. So the things that we can do with that for the farmer, for example, is benchmark them and, for example, compare how this canola crop is comparing to another canola crop you have. And imagine you have 30 canola crops. We can tell you which ones are performing the best, which ones are performing the worst. So if we talk about farmers having efficiencies and scale and such, they could wake up Monday morning, log into their cloud-based site, see which fields are doing well, which ones aren't doing well, and then more smart scout them more wisely, right? Go directly to certain fields because they know there's an issue out there, and maybe work with their agronomy advisor to find out why that's going on.
Okay, so I think a lot of farmers hear, satellite imagery, we can measure this, measure that. Does that basically work on the grain density? Or like what, that's probably a stupid question, but how does this work?
Right. Well, and essentially what we're measuring is, the NDVI rating, the sun's rays hit the actual plant, and the more that gets reflected back to the satellites, the more biomass there is. And, there's been studies shown over years that especially correlations to cereals, that there's well over, 90 plus correlation to yield to the actual biomass that's out there. So if you have, technically speaking, more biomass, you generally have more yield coming there as well.
So are we using this kind of technology with forecasting? So for example, USDA, right? Are they using, or are forecasters using this kind of technology? We know how many acres there are supposedly. Yield estimate is another part of that, right? Can we use it that way?
Yeah, definitely. In the actual platform that we have, there's no doubt that grain companies and large brokers have been using satellite imagery and reading biomass to have a really good indication of what's going on globally. This is the first time, though, that this technology has been available at the grower level. So they're almost seeing the same type of information and data that they'd be receiving at obviously, a much lesser price than they would be paying. But as we get more information from farmers, in particular historical yield data from them, we can correlate their historical yield with their past NDVI readings and then correlate that to their current ones. So then their actual yield forecasting ability is going to be in season actually quite accurate.
It seems very space age, but it actually is applicable and has reality now. And it's actually, like you said, it's down to a cost factor that allows farmers to actually participate in that big data. And we hear a lot about big data, right? And big data, you sort of think right away of big company, but actually it comes down to the actual individual farmer as well.
It does. The key with big data, and we did launch this late last year, and we've had some experiences with some of our key clients. The key with big data is if there's no human insight into the data where the farmer can functionally do something or make a decision with it or save time with it, it's not worth anything. So we've spent a lot of time in the last 6 months making this platform supposed to be very intuitive, simple to use, push button like you're used to on apps and other types of features that the farmer can kind of go, here's my good fields, here's my bad fields. Oh, okay, click on the bad fields. Which are they? Okay, let's go and scout that field. So it's functionally and easy and going to be very simple for the grower to use, so we can actually, use it more and more often.
I wake up in the morning, I'm going to do some analysis. Instead of maybe going out to my 15 fields and doing population counts and estimating the yield, maybe there's an opportunity for I just could possibly do that from the seat of my computer desk.
You could. I think what it's going to actually do is it's going to help you prepare for when you do actually do your scouting, and you're going to start to do things in more of a logistical type of fashion. So if you're only going to scout so many fields in that day, you're going to pick the ones that you're going to scout. If you're going to actually start to think about rotations of where do I spray my fungicides or which one do I spray first, okay, I better spray my good fields first, for example, because those are the ones that look like they're going to maybe pay the most dollars this year. So I'm going to maybe hit those ones first, and then who knows what happens to the weather. A week of wet weather comes in, and you didn't get to them, right, to the other fields. So at least you got the right fields done properly first.
Does this have any application in crop insurance?
We get asked that all the time. It would have applications for crop insurance. We've had discussions, obviously that at our levels and with actually insurance companies, and it's just a matter of a function of getting all the pieces and the corners of whether it's the banks, the insurance companies, and everybody else on the same page to actually want to get a part of it. But it definitely does apply, and the platforms are built to actually utilize it right now.
So in terms of the accuracy of the satellite image, is there an idea of the scale in terms of how, are we increasing the accuracy, or are we increasing how low we can actually look, and to what measurement and that kind of stuff? Is that stuff changing?
Yes and no. I mean, with the program we're talking about, it's low resolution imagery. So you're still covering the entire field, but it's low resolution. But that's why we can cover it daily. I mean, the thing about a satellite when it's taking a picture is if you want 1 meter resolution imagery, it's a very narrow window of what is taken over Western Canada. So we would need 100 satellites to cover Western Canada every day. We would also then need to have process that amount of imagery. So you think of when you're downloading movies or songs, right? And if you're going to do 1,000 songs, it'll take you a long time. Vice versa, if you download a wider band type of thing, which it covers more of all of a sudden the area. That's why we can cover it. So there is a different range of satellites that do different things. So if you want low resolution, we can cover more of the area, more timely, more often. But as the farmer wants to maybe get down to functionally something to do with it, he will ask for a higher resolution image. So you start with the wider imagery, figure out what you got going on there, and if you need to do something functionally about it, like a different prescription, you want a variable rate fertilizer or a fungicide type of thing, then you would zoom down into a higher resolution image.
Cool. Well, awesome. Well, thanks for joining us. So we should, thank you very much. We should mention the contest. So we're having a contest. So it's the TechTour contest. Farmers can go to gotechtour.ca, register for the contest. We're giving away a monthly LED night sprayer package.
Awesome.
Lots of interest in spraying at night. It's amazing. So
I can see that.
Yeah, for sure. So we're giving away one of those through the contest, and as well, if you want to get more content and all the different episodes that we've done for the Tech Tour, all the polls, go to realagriculture.com/TechTour, and that's where all the information is. So thanks a lot for joining us.
Thanks, Sean. Appreciate it.